TV. Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Oh my goodness, we got a jam-packed show. If you were a foodie, you are absolutely going to love today's show. We're talking about a lot of important topics on the show today, including concussions, talking specifically about assessment and management and a wonderful app. Looking forward to that. We're talking a little crafts, but we begin in the kitchen today with something I struggled with for many, many years, and I'm sure some of you struggled with. So struggle no more, because you just have to go to Restaurant 18 and they'll prepare it for you. David Godso, Executive Chef of the 18 Hospitality Group, back on the show, and of course Food and Beverage Director as well. Welcome back.
Thank you. Great to be here. Great to be back. I'm excited to this is one of our best-selling dishes at the restaurant. I've had it on the menu my entire time, for going on 9 years now.
Really?
And it's super popular. Not kind of daunting for something for people to have at home. Excited to prepare today.
Very nice. Okay, well, before we get to that, let's talk patio season right around the corner for you guys. You guys are excited, aren't you?
We are excited. We have we have our beautiful courtyard patio for Social and Clarendon. It's going to be getting a little bit of love this year. We've got all new fences going in,
nice.
some new furniture. We're waiting on some stuff to come in, but the week of the 22nd, we'll be busy getting that all set up.
Okay.
So side doors patio is getting a little bit of a renovation as well. We're putting in some new fixtures, some new plants, some new work. So it's going to be a lot of work, but we're hoping to get all our patios open by May 1st. If we're lucky, we'll have it ready for the weekend of the 26th.
Right on. Looking forward. The patio season's always great. So let's talk about this, because as I said, this is something I struggled with, and you said, "Oh, I know exactly what you probably did." I put it in a cast iron pan, or I grilled it on the barbecue, and it was chewy.
Yeah.
And it's chewy because I did what wrong?
Because you didn't cook it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, when you have tough cuts of meat, there's normally two schools of thought. Like, there's one school of thought is I got to cook it very, very quickly, like a high heat, like just a quick little flash. Like you do that with things like a tougher cut of steak that you want to slice really thin. You want to just kind of cook it like that. Or the other option is you cook it for a really, really long time.
Okay.
An octopus can be very tricky because in depending on how well spec'd of a product you're dealing with, the cooking time may vary. So the way that we've really honed in on this, we do cases of this stuff every week. So we have it down to a science.
Yeah.
And it takes some time, and even then there's still some iterations. So the way that we prepare it, we give it a good rub down with some salt. That helps pull out it helps tenderize it. It also helps season it just a little bit, but we do rinse most of that off. But it really helps to clean it really thoroughly.
Okay.
So that's sort of step one. The second step is we do a little triple blanch. So we get a big pot of water, get it boiling, and we do this to kind of help relax the muscles so it doesn't get shocked so much. Okay. So we do a quick little dunk in the hot water and then pull it out, and then we do another quick little dunk. We do that 3 times. It was a way that I was always showed. If I'm being honest with you, do I know if it actually does anything? Like, I don't really know, but I just do it anyway.
Of course it does something, Dave. Come on.
It does. It does. When we skip that step, we find them to be really, really tightly curled, and they don't really relax much.
Okay.
And then the next step is we put them in a vacuum bag. We cook them sous vide, 85 degrees for about 5 to 6 hours, depending on the size of them. And then in that bag we have some red wine, some orange, some garlic, some herbs, a little bit of like garlic oil.
Oh, nice.
And then we sous vide them. And then once that's done, we do a process that we've coined called schlucking.
Schlucking. Tell me about schlucking.
So schlucking is where we sort of clean off the tentacles, and we make them look, because when you braise it, it's gonna be kind of messy and unappetizing.
Yeah.
So we do a little cleanup, like you see here, where we've cleaned up some of the outside layers and left the nice tentacle, the suction cups exposed.
Okay. Now, the next part of this is, so could you eat it like this?
You could eat it.
Okay.
You could eat it just like this. So if you were doing like a cold carpaccio or a salad, like you would do like a seafood salad, like a seafood medley, once you have it at this point, you can cut it up and just eat it like that. It is tender enough to be eaten. Our favorite way of doing it, you can do this either on the grill or in the pan. We're gonna do it in the pan today because we don't have a grill with us.
Yeah.
At the restaurant, we do it on our grill.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start cooking here. I think my pan is nice and hot. So this is a little bit of what we call garsely oil. My brother-in-law's coined the phrase.
Garsely oil?
Garsely. So it's garlic and parsley.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's like, I've never heard of this. Well, that's why, because you made it up. I got it.
My brother-in-law works with me at 18, and he has for a while. He left for a little bit and then came back. This thing's going to splatter a little bit, so I'll try not to get all on your nice suit.
Don't worry about me. I'm good.
So I'm throwing some tomatoes in there, as well as the octopus. I'm just looking to get a little bit of color in there.
Okay.
But the Garcia, so he was on his station. He would always prep this product, and I'd be like, "Have you prepped the garlic and parsley oil?" And we just kept saying garlic and parsley oil. We're like, "This is stupid. We got to find a better way to better way to do this."
I like it.
So right now, high heat. We're just looking to get a little bit of color on each side, get it warmed all the way through.
Okay.
We have some tomatoes in there that we're just kind of stewing. I'm really excited about the upcoming season. We're going to be getting a lot of the fresh tomatoes. Right now we're relying on the greenhouses and stuff right now.
But just around the corner, right?
Just around the corner.
Spring is sprung, and that means fresh local produce coming. And I know every chef in the city, including yourself, excited about that. Yeah. Also excited because you're going to be part of Taste for Hope, but this year you're doing the VIP section, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I've done this event probably. Must be like 7th or 8th year doing it. Okay. I've done it for quite some time.
It's a great event. I love it.
Great event, raising money for Shepherds of Good Hope to help the homeless, right down the street from us.
Yep.
This year I'm lucky enough to be doing the VIP portion of the event. So tickets are available, $250 for general admission, $300 for the VIP. The added bonus with the VIP is you get early access, you avoid the lines, and then you get treated to some delicious food that nobody else is going to get that's prepared by myself and Chef Justin from Perch.
Nice. Yeah. Fantastic. You guys have an idea of what you're doing yet, or have you put your heads together?
A little bit. So we wanted to make sure that we're not doing the same thing. I know Chef Justin's doing a really nice beef tartare and a beautiful prawn cone with caviar. It's going to be wonderful. And I'm still deciding what we're going to do, but I think I might actually do the octopus.
Oh, really?
Version for that for us.
Very nice.
One little tip that I'll give viewers is if you're ever doing what I'm doing here, where you're roasting whole tomatoes, always poke holes in the tomatoes before you put them in the pan.
I have a feeling I know why.
Because it helps to release some juices.
Yeah.
And it keeps it from blowing up on you and burning yourself.
Is that from experience?
That may be from experience. I may have some.
I have been there.
Scars.
Yeah, I know that feeling for sure.
All right, so we've got a little bit of color on the octopus.
That looks perfect.
One thing you want to be conscious of is especially, this is why a grill is nice, because you can kind of angle it a little bit differently. Because you see the smaller part can get really crispy before this gets heated. So it's nice to kind of be able to move it around.
Oh yeah,
so that you're not overcooking that one side. So I'm just going to turn this bad boy off.
All right.
And then the last step that we do, and this is what really gives it all the flavor, is we dress it with a little bit of sherry vinegar.
Okay.
And some of that Garcia oil as well. So I've got a little bit of sherry vinegar dressing, a little bit of the Garcia oil. Now I said, I've already rubbed this down with salt. We've already seasoned it very well.
Yeah.
Before, so I'm not going to be adding any more salt to it.
Okay.
And now, like we do with most things, we're just going to let that hang out, and I'll assemble the rest of it.
Okay, I've got about 30 seconds here. So while David does that, puts that together, Taste for Hope, by the way, happening at the Shaw Center, May 15th. So brand new venue, fantastic venue. 5 p.m. is for the VIP reception again. Get your tickets early. I think they're about 60% sold out for the entire event already. And then the full event kicks off at 6 p.m. Again, tickets available at tasteforhopesgh.ca. Again, May 15th. Shaw Center, you get to experience something incredible like this, like we're seeing with David. Look at that. This is why he's the pro right here. Again, so many great opportunities with the 18 Hospitality Group, all their restaurants. They do such a wonderful job. David, we'll see you again next month. Well, I'll see you May 15th as well, but you'll be back before that.
I'll be back before that.
We'll do another tease.
Maybe you can talk a little bit more about the event as well.
Sounds great. We'll be back with more right after this. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details. Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd Studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents.
Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
My name is Risa Solomon St. Louis, and I'm the chef and owner of Bacchanal Taste the Caribbean Lifestyle. I love to eat, I love to cook, and this is one of the reasons why I became a chef. I'm excited to share some of what inspires me when you see me at farmers markets, when we're catering, through our prepared meals, and even our sauces and spice blends that we're known for. Thank you for coming into the kitchen with Risa.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to the show. As promised off the top of the show, we're talking a little crafts on the show today, and you listen carefully because they have classes for everybody, adults, kids, families. They can customize things for you. I am joined by the directors of the Beacon Hill Craft Club. I have Sarah McMaster and Natasha Gertz. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Sarah, tell me about the idea behind it. This is a nonprofit, right?
Yep, it is. So we are a nonprofit community sort of arts and crafts space in the neighborhood. We offer, like you said, classes for people of all ages, starting at, age 4 up till however late you want to be doing art activities.
Nice. I love it. So let's talk about some of the things coming up. So Natasha, first and foremost, spring right around the corner. You have some spring classes coming up. What does that look like?
We do. We've got activities for kids and adults. We have a activity for all ages at Mother's Day, which is a Mother's Day collage activity with, I think it's Maya Hum. Yeah.
So it's like a watercolor floral collage paint along.
Nice.
So we're bringing in a local watercolor artist, and she's going to sort of lead everybody through the basics of watercolor, but then the added details that you'll sort of cut out the floral details and recollage them. So this is on May 4th, which is before Mother's Day. So you can sort of make a gift for mom or bring mom with you, or it doesn't have to be mom related at all.
Yeah, exactly. Just go and have some fun.
You can just come make some art with us. Yeah, which is the idea.
You brought some art along with you here. I was so impressed. Tell me about what you have here, these beautiful flowers in front of us here.
Yeah, I mean, I have to credit Natasha because she's made most of these, but these are crepe paper flowers. So, yeah, they're just this really cool Italian crepe paper. It's stretchy. You can do really realistic looking flowers or super fun poppy ones like this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And at our upcoming art party, we're going to be making these sort of little mini versions that people can try out.
Nice.
And yeah, they can try out and get
little pins on them.
I mean, you feel free to put it in your hair, put it on your jacket.
Look at that.
Yeah, so people can kind of get a sense of it, and then we're going to be actually doing large-scale paper flower making probably in June once we sort of get that more planned out. But there's a lot of interest in these because they're really, really fun.
Natasha, you brought some other things along with you here. Tell me what's in front of you there, this little butterfly.
Yeah, we wanted to show off this butterfly and this lion are kind of examples of the sorts of things that the kids will be doing at the summer art camp that we have going this summer. You can check out our website for which weeks. We've got some spaces still available.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, we do.
What sort of age groups are you looking at?
Yeah, it's about 4 to 10, but we've had kids 12 and 13 come to camp and have a great time. We sort of try to gear it so that it's, the younger kids can do it, but the older kids can spend a little bit more time and add more details. So this was an example of what we did at our March break camp. So yeah, it's just a really great sort of mixed media project. Yeah. We did butterflies, we did moths, this was sort of the example, but the kids do whatever they want, because we really encourage, it's like, here's the materials, here's the idea, go for it. Do your thing. We're here to help. How do you?
Maybe you have a theme in mind for them, but you just go and do your own thing.
Pink, or you want to do a ant or or a made-up creature, go for it.
And then I guess more intricate things too, right? Like the painting you have here, obviously somebody with perhaps a little bit more skills, or you're teaching them more skills, right, Natasha?
Yeah. Well,
right?
this is from an event that we had with Emily
Darlington.
Darlington,
yeah. Got it.
She is a local painter, and she led a paint-along in our space.
Yeah, that's a great way of bringing in other artists, right?
From we don't have all the skills, so we definitely love to sort of support the local artist community, bring people in and sort of have them show us what they do. You've probably seen a lot of Emily's work. She has murals at the Rideau Center, in the market.
Exactly who you're talking about now.
Big, beautiful botanical floral stuff. So on Mother's Day, the Saturday before Mother's Day, she's coming in to do a tulip paint-along. So very similar style, same size, and also a great thing to do with mom for Mother's Day or just for fun. Because
we're going to do something today, right? What have you got here? I'm going to slide this over a little bit just so we can get an overhead view in case they want to get an overhead view in the control room.
One of the things we offer at the Craft Club is parties. Birthday parties, parties for adults. So paint pouring is basically one of our staples. It's a very accessible, easy thing. You don't need to have any artistic skill whatsoever.
Okay.
It's part experimentation, part art. So I'm going to get you to do it.
Okay, sure.
So you're going to do what's called stacking. You're just going to sort of take turns squeezing a little color into this without moving the cup. So just however you want. Just squeeze some. Yep.
All right.
Next. And so this is acrylic paint mixed with a sort of material that causes it to flow. So when you're doing paint pouring, you're not just pouring acrylic paint, you're mixing it with something, it's called Floetrol, what we use. There's many different things you can use. Mediums, keep going.
Okay, I didn't know how much I was allowed to use here.
You can use as much as you want, and kids love this, right?
Absolutely.
Who doesn't love squeezing out paint and then basically once you've done this stacking technique, and this is just one of the paint pouring techniques, and there are professional paint pourers out there who might be like, no, this is,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? But this is how we teach it, and then basically you have your canvas and you just pour it on.
I'm just pouring it right on top of the canvas.
And it's just really fun, and you just see, you might want to go a bit closer, Derek, so it doesn't splash.
That's why you're here. You're the professionals.
Yep.
Right?
And you see how cool this is? And everyone loves it.
Absolutely.
And you make this, and so that's good. So I would take that away now. And then what we say is you want to the paint to move around. So you can do, I'll kind of show you, but you kind of take the canvas and you move it around, and we're gonna make a bit of a mess, but that's okay. We'll clean up after ourselves. And you just kind of and spend time with your canvas. Go for it, try it.
Okay, all right.
We have paper towel just in case.
Just in case I hit the fingers here. Tell me about April 27th. What people can expect at the art party and auction you have planned.
Yes, so do you want to take that one, Natasha?
Sure. We're having a party. It's at 7 p.m. on April 27th, and we hope that many people will go to our website and buy tickets. They're $30. It includes a door prize, which is
entry for the door prize.
Entry for the door prize.
Yeah.
What's the door prize?
A evening for 4 at a Bob Ross paint-along.
Oh, nice! Oh my goodness,
so
I love that.
last time I was on here, I was talking about the Bob Ross paint-along, where we project the Bob Ross video and we paint along, and it's hilarious because if you ever watched Bob Ross,
it's great
so
fun.
People love it. So we're gonna, to bring people in the door. Essentially, your ticket is entry into the raffle to get a private night.
bhcraftclub.ca to find out all that information and about all their classes and workshops. We'll be back with more right after this.
Thank you.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live? The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting.
This could be it. He's the first to receive this trial. But will it save him?
It's not pure enough. So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collip, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to the show. I promised foodies you're going to love today's episode because not only do we have David Godso on the show, we also have Michael McKenzie on the show. He is the owner of Seed to Sausage. He joins me right now. Welcome. Great to have you here, Mike.
Thank you, Derek.
This is one of the great things about going to events. You and I met at a couple of events, and we were like, okay, we got to get you on the show and talk about this because this is a great story. Tell me about, the beginnings of Seed to Sausage, the inspiration.
Well, I started it about 15 years ago. It was in my backyard. I was in the military. And loved food, traveled everywhere. And my son was born. And so from there, I was making, cured meats in my garage, and chefs were buying it. And it just grew, one sausage, one salami at a time.
That's crazy. What a great story. And speaking of chefs, you've worked with David Godso as well, right?
For years.
And we didn't get to it, but what is it so David was finishing his octopus with one of your products, right?
Andouille, yeah. It's super spicy, cured salami, almost spreadable like a pate. Really delicious.
So you started in your garage. Where are you now? So let's talk about the growth of the business since then.
So we make cured meats, sausages, salamis for high-end restaurants throughout Ontario. I have a small shop, Gladstone and Bronson, here in Ottawa, and we have all things delicious there. We really like to carry a bunch of local products from people in the city that make it. And your neighbors phoned me, I guess. They said I needed to up your grilling game, and summer's here, so I showed up.
Yeah, and that actually could be true because I do have a couple of barbecues, and I'm a grilling. I absolutely love grilling, and I do it all year long. And you brought some sausage along with you here. You're going to share some grilling tips with us today, right?
Well, I thought I would make 3 dishes for you, and now I guess how much time do we have left? 3 minutes?
About 5 minutes
5
left.
minutes?
Yeah.
Let me see what I could do.
Okay.
So first, I thought we'd do a Plowman's platter. So this is like the charcuterie board, but just way more accessible, right?
Okay.
So what we do is, my secret today, I'm teaching you how to present it a little bit better than that wooden board that we've done forever, you've seen. So I stopped by the thrift store on the way. I got, the Pope's China, we call it.
Yeah.
And so I just take that. So from there, I'll steal this cutting board and my knife.
Yeah.
And so from there, I'm just going to take boiled egg. We could throw that on there.
Yeah.
I'll go super quick. I should get you cutting this.
You can get me. Listen, I can be your sous chef. You want me to open this up? Okay,
yeah.
You got it.
Open that guy up.
Okay.
Just take some bread.
Yeah.
Just tear it. Piece of baguette.
Oh, is
that
this
down on there.
smoked mussels? Is that what this is?
Smoked mussels. You could even leave the lid on it. It looks sort of cool.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay, I gotcha.
Throw that on there.
Yeah.
I have some cheese. So just throw on, it's just simple, rustic,
Nice.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Pepperoni sticks.
Listen, always a hit with everybody, including kids, right? They love pepperoni sticks.
That's it. So the Plowman's platter, the idea is we just take something really accessible like a sausage and then make it simple, right? So this is my jalapeno cheese curd smoky. So this, 25% fresh cheese curds, just really delicious, simple, and so that's basically it. Oh, but on there, you need a pickle.
Okay.
Right?
And these are local, right?
Oh, yeah.
These ones?
These ones, this is Sarah, Top Shelf Preserves.
Oh, yeah.
Made in Ottawa.
She does a great job.
She's an awesome woman. Yeah. And so we sell all of this in our shop on Bronson.
Nice.
But then just some pickles.
I like how simple it is too, right? Because sometimes you see a charcuterie board and everyone thinks, they got to make a flour out of the salami and, a flour out of the strawberry.
I don't know about the flour. That's not me. But, and then I just, and then that's it, right?
Beautiful.
So there's number one.
Look at that.
Flaman's platter.
Very nice.
Then I have the best for last, so I don't want to run out of time.
Yeah.
But next one I'm gonna do is like mashed potatoes. This is all like just summertime.
Okay, yeah.
For grilling. So, but instead of mashed potatoes, I have like a loaded potato salad I made.
Oh, nice.
Right. So you just put that down.
So you got like what, cheese, bacon, onion, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Anything you put in that big baked potato, I throw it in there. From there, little coleslaw.
And this is perfect for spring, right? This is wonderful because people are going to be gathering outside. You're going to, you're getting sort of lighter, fresher things that go with your sausages as well. And as you said, they're so versatile, right?
Exactly.
So don't just go in a bun, although they are delicious in a bun. Don't get me wrong.
I'm going to make you a bun.
Are you?
Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
But, yeah, and this is the time of year now. Like, finally, we have the nice weather.
Yeah.
So the cheese curd smoky,
Look at that.
just cut
Oh,
it
my
that
goodness.
way.
That looks amazing.
Throw that on there.
Okay.
You need a little green.
Yeah.
Right? So
what have you got there?
These are just green onions.
Okay.
That's it. And then I take the crispy onions. I like that.
Perfect.
Over top of the baked potatoes. Sauerkraut.
I love sauerkraut.
This is actually the sauerkraut, great one, Pyramid Ferments.
Oh,
have you heard of them?
Yeah, I have, yes.
So, they're Prince Edward County.
Great for your gut, right? Fermented foods.
That's it.
Fantastic for the gut.
So then from there, just little sauerkraut. And this is like your classic bangers and mash.
Nice.
Right, and then I'll do...
got a little hot sauce?
Of course. And then so you just make it really messy.
That's perfect. That's what I love about food, right? You don't have to be so particular all the time.
That's
all right,
it.
there we got that one ready. Okay.
And one more. How much time? How
we
much
got
time
like
do you
a
have
60 seconds.
Done. Okay, so for this one, this is my favorite. Sausage on a bun. You take an old cookbook.
Yeah.
Right? Just grab an old page out of an old cookbook.
Okay.
Cut that out.
I love this guy. This is great. David even stuck behind to watch you here, right? Because he knew there was going to be a show here with Mike on the show.
And then you take your bun, right?
Yeah.
We'll grab our condiments. I'm going to do like a little Asian style one on this one.
Okay.
So that Japanese mayo you put on there.
Yeah.
Where did my page go? Right there.
Here we
Japanese
go.
mayo.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the sausage. Throw that on there, so our smoky goes on that.
And what have you got here? Is that another sauerkraut?
These are the ginger, pickled ginger.
Oh, pickled ginger.
Right?
Beautiful.
We do a little of these shishito peppers go on there.
While you're doing that, seedtosausage.ca, by the way. Find out more information about all of Michael's products. You can visit him down at 729 Gladstone, just there at Bronson Avenue, and you can go home and enjoy something absolutely spectacular just like this. We'll be back with more, talking more food right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else. Here comes the 67th. Wow. And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs on Rogers TV.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPratte. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Welcome back to the show. We are back, as I said, to talk about more food, but in a different perspective. My next guest, he's probably familiar. Well, he is. He's familiar with Seed to Sausage. He's familiar with David Godso at Restaurant 18 and familiar with many of the restaurants and many of the great events that provide food in so many different ways. Rolf Jolnikes joins me. He is the food and drink editor at Capital Eats. We ran into each other at the Canadian Culinary Championships, right? And I said, Rolf, you got to come on the show and talk because you find these great hidden gems, but I want to talk about, first of all, what was the inspiration behind Capital Eats for you?
Well, I had lived in Vancouver. I had grown up in Ottawa, but lived in Toronto and Vancouver. And when I got back to Ottawa, I found that there was really no role for me. I was running private wine and spirit shops in Vancouver for a number of years. And so it was very difficult finding, anything to do in the private side. So when I heard about something called the Ottawa Lookout, which had just been up and running as a newsletter, I had approached them within the first 3 weeks and suggested, you need a food and drink guy. That's been my whole life.
Nice.
And there we are. Almost 2.5 years later, and it's quite the success.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We'll tell people how to subscribe and what they can expect. But I imagine when you came back from Toronto, Vancouver, probably a different restaurant scene and landscape. Talk to me about that and how this culinary adventure here in Ottawa has grown so exponentially over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, growing up as a young person, I spent a lot of time in the Byward Market, enjoying all the foods that you could get at places like Sausage Kitchen, for example.
Yeah.
And when we'd go clubbing out in Hull when we were teenagers, we'd return to the Byward Market, and there was a place called Bagel.
Oh, yeah,
and it was one of the few really great haunts, especially because it was open all night.
I worked there.
Did you?
I did. I did. And at the Carlingwood, 24-hour Carlingwood Mall location. Yeah.
Honestly, I have such fond memories.
Me too.
Coming back to Ottawa, back then you could count on one hand the good places to eat.
Yeah.
But coming back now and seeing what's happened, I was immediately excited. I also knew that there were a lot of places that were a little bit hidden, and I wanted to bring that to people because I love going out and exploring. When I travel, for example, my suitcase is filled with foods.
Nice.
the ones that are legal to bring back.
Yeah, of course.
But I enjoyed exploring Ottawa again after having been away for so long and coming back and seeing how it's grown. It's been good.
And Rolf, my understanding, are you a sommelier as well?
I studied winemaking in Niagara.
You did, okay.
So I have professional training that way. I studied sake in Japan. I finished my certifications there.
Nice.
And I've, not worked as a sommelier. I've helped restaurants with wine lists, but I always say that you might have all the training for a sommelier, but you really should be on the floor working as a sommelier to call yourself a sommelier.
Right.
It's a little distinction, a little peeve of mine. So I never claim that I'm a sommelier.
Let's talk about Capital Eats and people that subscribe. What can they expect? What comes into their inbox each and every time?
Well, we have 2 newsletters that come out every week. One is for members, paid members, and the other one is for the general public. It really is all over the place, and I think that's what people find exciting, because I don't just do restaurant reviews. I bring my wine knowledge to to the newsletters. I bring my sake knowledge and experience. I talk to chefs. I do little interviews. I also feature products. For example, the different shows that happen at the EY Center.
Right.
There are all kinds of great Canadian food producers that people don't know about. And so now the stories that I did recently on some of these food producers are going to be launched also in our sister publication, which we have out in Vancouver.
Okay.
So people can order these products from Ontario producers and have them shipped to BC, for example. So when people subscribe, they get a vast array of interesting stories, products that they can purchase, or recipes from my family background.
Oh, nice.
So I do some German recipes, and I think people really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you know, my wife is German, and
Yes.
we met together, and so right away we were like, okay, we're going to start following to find out what some of your traditional recipes are. What about I find what I really like about what you do, Rolf, is you go looking for places that perhaps aren't really well known. Like some of the other places that get a lot of attention here in Ottawa. Can you give an example of one of those kind of hidden gems that you've come across?
Yeah. There's a number of places. One is called Sanguiccio, run by a fellow by the name of Genio Ienzi. He's on Preston Street in a house. Bit of an eccentric. You walk in there and you think you're walking to the set of Sanford and Son. You're thinking, is this an actual restaurant? What he does is from scratch Italian old world cooking that is unbelievable. And it's a very limited menu. It might just be 1 or 2 items each day. Another place, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's so interesting. It's a Chinese noodle house in an industrial park. I think it's off Colonnade Road. And you would never know it was there unless somebody told you. So I did a story on that last year. Massively successful. And the food is fantastic.
Yeah, and I believe we booked someone that you've done a story on coming up in just a couple of weeks, and that's what I loved about getting becoming a subscriber and finding out about a lot of these places that I would know. So what's the feedback been like? Not only from people that subscribe, but what's the feedback been like from the people that you're showcasing and helping promote?
Well, I feel a little bit humbled by the fact that people are so enthusiastic and they actually go out. Sometimes as soon as they get the newsletter, they go to the restaurant that day. So I'm getting feedback from business owners saying, I can't believe how many people showed up as soon as my doors opened. So it's very encouraging. It makes me feel good that I'm contributing something to the life of Ottawa, and that I'm helping small independent businesses, and that's really been my focus as much as I can do it.
How often then are you out and about in the city? I mean, if you're putting out 2 each week, I mean, you must be putting together these like on a consistent basis, almost on a daily basis, making visits.
It's true, and sometimes I'll accrue some notes and photos in advance so that if for something. It hasn't happened yet, but should something happen, let's say, I get a cold or a flu or something.
You're ready to go.
So I'm ready to go with some material.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
welcome back to the show. Certainly a lot of discussion around concussions over the last few years, and I can say from personal experience, I'm sure I've had some undiagnosed, I should say, concussions from my childhood being in sports. But to begin the discussion, I'm just going to throw to this video, and I'll introduce you to our guests in just a moment.
You inspire, motivate.
Let's go, double time, let's go, let's go!
You see their potential. But sometimes you need to make tough decisions.
Velocity on this ball. Oh my gosh.
To help keep them safe. Get educated. Stay up to date. The healing process is a journey. And each step is critical in getting them back into the game.
This is just a great digital platform when it comes to the assessment and management of concussions. Here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by Terry Kell. He is the CEO of Agile Intelligence Solutions. Welcome, Terry. Great to have you here. And Laurie Boschman, president of the Ottawa Senators alumni, and of course the first captain in team history. Welcome. Great to have you here as well, Laurie.
Thank you.
Terry, I'll start with you because I said, I'm sure I played sports like rugby and football, and I'm sure my parents would have liked to, and coaches would have liked to have something like this. Is that the inspiration behind it, really, Terry?
The whole concept of this was brought to us by the Coaching Association of Canada. So the CEO, Lorraine Laferniere, asked us if we could develop a digital platform to improve the management of concussion in all sport in Canada. And of course, here in Ottawa, in Ontario, we have Rowan's Law, and which is legislated, and actually CAPT is completes the requirements within Rowan's Law that was put forward to the government. So there's a requirement for a digital platform. So we've developed it, and we've now begun bringing it out to national sports organizations, provincial, and then grassroots sports organizations.
Yeah, quite a few sports associations and organizations in Ottawa are using it at this time, right?
Yeah, Ottawa, there's been a significant uptake. The Gloucester Hornets Soccer Club, the West Ottawa Basketball Association, the Gloucester Rangers AAA, the Junior 67s. I think because Rowan Stringer grew up in Ottawa, there's a heightened awareness here.
Yeah.
But we've been deploying it across the country. We're working with Ontario Soccer on a phased deployment right now in the GTA.
Yeah, and Laurie, a natural, I think, for you and the Ottawa Senators and the alumni to be interested in a topic like this, coming from your background as an NHL player. How important, is something like this for sports athletes?
Yeah, when Terry came to us, when Terry and Lorraine came to us as an alumni board, we said, yes, we would like to hear what you have to say. And after listening to the presentation, our executive committee thought, well, this is something that we can get behind, we can endorse, we can try and give some support to, because as former players, at the National Hockey League level, and of course all of us have coached minor hockey, some on our board still have kids in hockey. We just know the importance of a tool like this for coaches, for parents, and if there's some way to have it on digitize it and some common protocol or platform, if it could mitigate that risk and help some of these young people, well then we thought, yeah, this is something that our alumni could support, and so that was sort of the genesis for us as a board and as an alumni to sort of get behind what Lorraine and Terry are doing with this protocol here with the with Agile IS and with CAPT.
So Terry, how does it work exactly, the platform itself?
So basically the way it works is we take the approved protocol of the sports or educational institution, it gets digitized, then the student or player rosters get imported.
Okay.
The circle of care gets identified around that student or that player, and it gets deployed out to the organization. So parents, players, coaches, trainers, club administration, all can be part of that circle of care. So what happens is it takes the approved protocol, date and time stamps it, and I'd circle back why that's so important now. And then if there's a suspected concussion, the coach or the trainer or whomever can take the application out, and if any of those symptoms are identified and it says remove player from activity, then and to be assessed by a medical professional. Okay. So everyone within the circle of care is notified that they've been removed and they need to have a medical assessment. If they're diagnosed with a concussion, then they go on protocol, and the protocol steps the student or the athlete through the process, and they can't skip through them because it creates a digital audit trail, so they make sure that they followed the protocol. So it solves a number of problems. The player or the athlete knows where they are in their return to play, return to learn activity. Coaches know when they can get their players back in activity. It's a risk mitigation platform for the sports organization because what's happening now is there's a significant increase in reported concussions. It's like over 200% because of awareness around concussions. We're seeing it in the media. The amount of research that's being done now, there's been more done now in the last 2 years than in the previous 20. And so what's happening is the protocols are being assessed by an international consensus group. Those protocols get based on the research and the evidence, and then the protocols are being refined based on the evidence. And then that our other partner is Parachute Canada, who are the government-funded injury prevention organization. They do the knowledge translation. In other words, they take what comes out of the medical community, make it in consumable information, content, and put that out to the national and provincial sports organizations.
I should have had you guys on for 2 segments. I mean, there's so much more, and I mean, just you're not far removed from a hockey career, and how much we've talked about it since then. But I really appreciate the time, gents, and I promise we'll have you back to have this. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America. Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Go 67, go!
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd's studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents.
Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Welcome Welcome back to the show, the third edition of the Black Business Expo coming up at the Shaw Center this Sunday, April the 14th. Here to tell us all the details and the inspiration behind it, I'm joined by Cassandra Auguste-Renee. She's the founder and event manager at It's Time Event Management. Welcome, Cassandra. Great to have you here. And Martine St. Pierre, who is the procurement manager. Welcome, Martine. Great to have you as well. Cassandra, I was just talking to the two of you off camera and mentioned, you know, you've only been around 3 years. I was on your website and I saw how many people have attended. Tell me, first of all, the inspiration behind the event management side of things.
Well, I guess I'd say I've always been someone who likes to organize events. But I used to just do it for my friends, for my family, and but then I wanted to be. I have an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay. And I was like, I don't really have any talents, but I am good at organizing events. No, I don't.
That's a talent in itself,
well,
Cassandra.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is my talent, I guess. So I decided to launch an event management business, and so it's time.
How did the two of you meet, Martine? How did you get involved?
We're practically cousins.
we
really?
each other forever.
Forever.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this particular event is incredibly important. Let's talk about the importance of this and why you wanted to showcase Black businesses in particular.
Well, I decided to do it for Black businesses because oftentimes we don't have a big platform. So it's very difficult for Black businesses to grow and to expand their reach. So we decided to host a Black business event just to provide a platform for our businesses to have more visibility and be able to grow.
Well, let's talk about the details, Martine. You have a ton of things that are going on. So let's talk about some of the details of what people can expect at the event.
So at the event, we're expecting to promote all kinds of businesses that people don't really usually see. Okay. So it gives them an exposure to come and see all the performers, the kids section, the health and wellness section, zone. Like this year we created zone. Okay. Before it was section, now we have really divided all zones. So once they get to the health and wellness zone, it's like a new spa area that they're entering. So really divided. We have a kids zone. We have this main stage. It's mainly panelists from different brackets of area that's going to be speaking, and we do have fashion and beauty also. Nice. We have people that own stores, and then they came, and some were just local businesses that just decided to be part of this also.
Let's dive a little bit more into the discussion panels, Cassandra. What kind of topics will be discussed in these panels?
So there's different ones. On our main stage, we try to gear it more towards youth and career paths. So we have one of our panels is called From Sports to Impact or something like that. So it was just the way a lot of young people are athletic, but we wanted them to hear what different panelists will have to talk about in terms of this in the sports industry, beyond sports. So things like that. We have entrepreneurial panels. We have finance panels to help educate our community in regards to their financial well-being, and so it's just a bunch of different topics that are a variety of topics.
Yeah, and I like the idea, Martine, that you were talking about is the fact of having different zones, right? So when people go, they know exactly, where they're going to find something in particular that relates to them, right? I mean, I think that's part of the important. You mentioned live performances, so you're going to have actual local artists performing as well?
We do. People think like we were just going to be boring, but honestly, we went and got
people aren't thinking that.
No, we're putting Ottawa on a map. So
I love it.
We have like all these underground performances that people haven't seen, and we saw them, they've seen them live, and we're like, wow, we like what you do. So they come and expose what you do. So we could influence all the youth also to show them like you're able to be an artist just like that and perform and show what you got.
So you got a main stage kind of deal with like sort of rotating bands and artists. What a great idea.
It's going to be entertaining. There's going to be a lot to do. We're expecting over like 1,500 to 2,000 people there. So we had to keep them all busy.
I imagine a lot of demonstrations too, right? Not just panelists, but there'll be demonstrations put on. Like what type of demonstration?
In the fashion and beauty zone, there's going to be some hair demos. There's going to be like what to do with your hair 101. There's also like with the prom season and wedding season coming up. There's going to be some hair demos that are showcasing hairstyles. There's makeup demonstrations as well that are going to be happening. What else? There's so many things on our list.
But I mean, I think the other thing that you wanted to stress here today is the fact that this is open to the entire community, and the idea behind this is you want to introduce the entire community to all of these fabulous black businesses that, Martine, I think you said it well, that a lot of people don't even understand or are around, right, or in this community.
Yeah,
right?
And I would even say it is called the Black Business Expo, but it's a platform for black businesses to be able to grow. But it is open to all, right? A lot of our businesses are within the service industry. Anyone and everyone needs different services.
This is the third edition. What's the feedback that you've gotten in from the first two editions so far, Cassandra?
Well, we did a third one.
so it was pretty good.
Exactly. And the community is very excited about it. A lot of people are contacting us that are wanting to attend. And so there's been a very positive response.
Wonderful.
And for our vendors as well, they've grown.
How do people get tickets? Should they get tickets beforehand?
Yes, on Eventbrite. Tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite, but you could also pay at the door.
Excellent. Thank you both for being here. Really appreciate it. Eventbrite, by the way, if you just go there, the simplest way is just to search for it. You just have to search for the Ottawa Black Business Expo. You'll find your tickets there. We'll be back with more to wrap things up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
I'm Sam LaPratte. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Welcome back to the show. We have a fantastic contest going on right now here at Rogers TV, in particular on Daytime Ottawa, and we've got two of the best in the business. It's called the Amazing Mom Makeover Contest. Here are the details. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America. So that contest deadline, by the way, is May the 5th at midnight. A lot of entries have rolled in so far, so thank you so much to all of you who have already entered your mom or that special person that you consider your mom in your life. Continue putting those in. Again, it's really easy. Just head over to rogerstv.com/amazingmom. Don't forget, Taste for Hope coming up May the 15th. You can get your tickets at tasteforhopesgh.ca. That does it for us for this edition of Daytime. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
My name is Ryan, and I own a contracting company here in Ottawa. We got the opportunity to work with Extreme Line Productions to document the process of fixing one of these messes caused by these pandemic contractors. We're going to do this in a way that celebrates the trades here in Ottawa and really highlights what the good guys, the guys who have been in the business for a long time, are capable of. So come along and let's take a look.
We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her